Hi everyone, welcome back to my vlog. So today I'm going to be having a little talk to you guys about how I do my grocery shopping, because it was a requested video by someone, and I thought, that's interesting, because I've shown my grocery shop before, like the haul, but I've never shown like how I do my grocery shopping. I used to do my grocery shopping by physically going to the grocery store, and it would take hours and hours by the time I went into the city, the other side of the city as well, parked up and went and did all my grocery shop, packed it all up, drove home, put it all away. It took, I'm gonna say maybe like 3 or so hours, and I was just like, ugh, this sucks. And it's winter and it's cold, and most of the time it would rain, I would get saturated, blah blah blah. So about a year ago I started doing my grocery shopping online. I struggled at first because I'm a very visual person and I like to see the aisles, and I would be familiar with the aisles, and I knew exactly what I wanted. So I did struggle at first with having to do it online and not physically seeing the shelves. Now that I've been doing it for well over a year, I use, funny, I don't even use Countdown, which is the online shopping that I use. I don't even use Countdown's aisles to know what I need. I use Pack and Save, which is the supermarket I used to physically shop at, and I picture the Pack and Save aisles, and I'm like, okay, that's there, that's there, that's there. So I know what I used to get in my trolley and when, and I know exactly what's in each aisle. So I kind of do that on the online shopping. So basically what I do first is I meal plan. This actually has breakfast, lunch and dinner and all that, but I don't use it for that. I just basically have a fortnight worth of meals. I always usually leave Saturdays blank because it's always some sort of like going to someone's house for dinner, or someone comes to our house for dinner, or we're doing something. So that's why Saturdays are usually blank. Sundays is usually some sort of Mexican. I just haven't filled that slot in, and Fridays are always takeaways because we have family dinner night. So I don't actually have to think of the full 14 meals. We have our night, which is a group of friends. They have been meeting together for 10 years now, and we all do it once a fortnight, and that is a potluck. So for that I decided to do a tuna pasta bake. This is the last fortnight's, not this current fortnight's, by the way. And then the Monday in between, we have Chelsea's Groupies. That's a group of us girls. This is boys and girls. This is a group of us girls who meet together and do recipes from the Chelsea Winter Cookbook. And Martin and the kids would be having butter chicken that night. That night I think we had some sort of stew. I try and have a mixture of meats and expensive meals and cheap meals. Really, we don't do anything super exciting, and my meals to each fortnight are generally pretty the same. So that's the first step, is I do this. Second step is I go through all of my cupboards there and in the bathroom, and I usually write a list, run out of my shopping paper, but I normally write a list of everything that we need that we've run out of, like staples and things. So once I've done my meal planning, I go up here to countdown.co.nz, go to online shop, and it brings you to the online shopping page. So what I normally do is I go to my favorites, and I go to past orders, which is already up, and I go through all my past orders and I go add to trolley, add to trolley. This is mostly like staple things that I know I'm already getting all the time. Then once I've done that, I go to my meal plan and I get all the specialty ingredients that I need, such as like bacon, which is a lie because for us that's like a staple, but we'll just go through there. And I always sort low to high because we're a family of 5 on a budget, so I tend to try and aim for the cheaper foods, and of course it's going to bring up everything I don't need. So you go to deli and chilled foods, here we go, and there we go, brings up the cheapest of those products because that's what I'd be looking for in store anyway. So yeah, I always sort low to high. As you can see up here, it says that I've got 7 items in my trolley already, and that's because I actually went on here and I did an online shop for Roman's birthday party supplies, and I actually physically went into the store because we had to go get some bits and pieces for his party anyway, and I just went through and I just crossed things off as I went through, and these are just some of the things that they didn't have in store that I will just get in this grocery shop. So they are already in my trolley and it stays there. So what I normally do is I normally pick up because it is free, and I can actually pick up in my hometown and I pick up for a time just after I've dropped the kids off at school, so I'm already in town. Last year winter was really cold, and I actually did deliveries, but because we spend enough money, the deliveries were only like $8 or something, and it was so worth it. It was so worth it to have someone physically come to my door and drop my groceries off. Alright, so I'm gonna do an actual grocery shop now, guys. I have to do another fortnight of my food, so I'll show you that when I'm done, and then I will do a grocery haul at the end of this in another video. Okay, so we've got our night on the Monday, like I talked about up here, but it is Roman and our friend Jaden's birthday, so we are providing pizza, and everyone's just gonna have pizza and hot chips. Next night, by the way, I don't actually follow Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I just pick something that I feel like that day. Anyway, we've got homemade sausage rolls with boiled potatoes and vegetables. We've got Leighton chicken, which is a Chelsea winter recipe. We've got schnitzel with boiled potatoes and vegetables. Friday, takeaways. And the reason I put takeaways here, I was going to try not to spend more money, but I put takeaways there because I'll be preparing for Roman's birthday party the next day, which I've also gone, because I'm crazy, and put a garage sale on that day early in the morning, so that should be fun. Roman's party starts at 12:30, so hopefully I'll have enough time to get the garage sale over and done with and sort that out. Fajitas on Sunday. Okay, back down here we got Chelsea's groupies, so Martin and the kids are going to have deviled sausages that night. Chicken with mashed potato and vegetables. Lasagna. We've got a salmon fried rice here. Pizza braid here. We're going to a wedding, so we won't need dinner, and we're actually staying the night. And this day we've also got a... I'm going to try and write... This is very weird writing this through the camera. Harry Potter high tea, so we may not want too much dinner that night after that high tea. I also look for these deals. Countdown has this thing called the Odd Bunch, if you can see that. So it's called the Odd Bunch, and it's basically fruit that is perfectly, or fruit and vegetables and other things that are perfectly fine to eat, but they may be a little bit of a funny shape or something like that. Honestly, I get bags of apples, and mostly they are like perfectly fine. You wouldn't even know what's wrong with them. But the great thing about them is that they are really cheap. So $1.60 for a kilo of kiwi fruit. I also got the Odd Bunch pack of apples, which cost me $2 for like a couple of kilos, and I also got the Odd Bunch potatoes, which cost $7 instead of the $8 or $9 that the other potatoes are going for. Okay, so I finally finished all my groceries, and then I went and closed it down, and I forgot to film it. My bad. So I only spent $200 out of the $400 I usually budget us for 2 weeks. And I left a lot out because apparently I just wasn't in the mood. I was like trying to figure out what I needed to buy, and I was like, I don't know, sometimes you're in the mood for grocery shopping, other times you're not. Today was obviously one of those days where I was not, but it needed to be done. Although out of the 200 I've got left, I've still got to buy meat. I do not buy meat from Countdown. I'm not a big fan of Countdown meat. I get meat from New World. I should actually really look at the local butchers too. But anyway, at New World, that's where I get all my meat from, so that'll probably be another like $70. Yeah, so basically I'll go and pick up all my groceries tomorrow between 9 and 10, so once I've dropped the kids off I'll go and grab them. And then I will do a grocery haul with you guys tomorrow. So I just paid via credit card, my Debit Plus card. It's already set up in there and it remembers it. All I have to do is put that little code in, paid it, and away you go. Now I just gotta wait till tomorrow because I took too long, and so I missed out on getting being able to pick it up tonight. Can see the time, so I've got the 9 o'clock one tomorrow, which is fine because I'll be out and about anyway doing the kids' school drop off. Anyway, check out my next video, which I will link in a card here, of the actual grocery haul, and I'll have everything out for you to have a look at. I've done one before, but we'll do another one again, and you can have a look and see what I actually bought, since I forgot to friggin' show you on the screen. Alright, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in my next vlog. Bye!